It's baby. Hey guys, it's back in the video. So that's about RazB, Jason Lee, and Chris Stokes. Okay, shout out to Sean Davey Way because he's been the one that's been getting the interviews, been exploiting this shit. He's been telling RazB's story. RazB has not give a damn about how y'all feel about his story. He is telling his shit, and I'm so proud of him because the industry is so damn toxic, first of all, and second of all, y'all keep trying to make sense RazB is lying. Y'all don't think your faves have been going through shit in the rap industry, getting, doing some things on the side to get a piece of chain to make sure their career is fucking doing good? Are you serious? Like, the fact that they want to silence RazB over what's going on right now, like, y'all is crazy, okay? So, let's talk about the fact that RazB went on Hollywood Unlocked and, he's finally getting a platform to talk about what's going on with him besides getting interviews by YouTubers. Don't get me wrong. The YouTubers who've been getting shit done have been getting his stuff out there, yeah, but, people don't want to acknowledge it till you see on a big platform. So, shout out to Jason Lee for getting the interview with him on there, right? So, RazB, like I said, did an interview with Jason Lee talking about the Me Too movement for men, because there is a Me Too movement for men. But again, we don't want to talk about it because apparently, when men get sexually assaulted, it's not a big deal as women do. And I'm not trying to say, that women get sexually assaulted don't get the same, energy, because they definitely do. And we fight way harder for women than we do men, but y'all only RazB alone, okay? So check out this interview with Jason Lee. Come back with my commentary.
Day long. The reason why I have you here is because when we talked back in 2007, the time has changed. And I feel a couple things. One, as somebody who's now been speaking very public about his own child molest and naming the people and talking about my experiences, we do live in an era where Me Too, Time's Up, has existed and protected women. It's been a veil of protection for women. But I feel like when it comes to men, they're made a mockery. They're called gay. You've had all that happen to you. And they're disrespectedly disregarded. And the people that they accuse don't even get interviewed. And so I've been very vocal and a champion of you getting justice over the years. So that's why I asked you the question.
No, I mean, you know how deep this shit can go. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not here on this earth to serve any devils, nor will I stand by and try to protect any of these people. If you hurt somebody, you need to rectify that. You know what I mean? But yeah, the game is different. I feel like for men, it's something that they want to hide, but I feel like a lot of men have been abused and molested. And I personally, I'm excited to do this documentary. It's not about that. It's about my life, but we're hiring some of the best doctors because I'm still trying to understand who did that to that person. Why would that person really want to do that? I personally don't have that desire to want to mess and fondle with a kid. You know what I mean? So I just don't understand it. Probably would never understand it, and I'm just a small piece of it. But I just pray that we can protect our children more, man. Real talk. Like nobody should have to go through that. Some of my close friends, I won't name names, they're like, I'm surprised you ain't kill yourself. I was like, everybody wasn't built for this. So I know my testimony that the enemy has tried to get me to smear or tried to, water me down and, dim my light. It's inevitable that I have this platform because this is what I was put on this earth to do.
So, thank you, okay? Because he ain't say nothing wrong. So, come to find out, because Jason Lee gets his show put out there by Fox Soul. Apparently, Fox Soul took down the interview with RazB, and we're trying to figure out what the fuck happened. Because mind you, I don't watch Fox Soul because them hoes on there. Y'all letting damn Vivica Fox and motherfucking Lisa Ray tell y'all what's going on with the world when they don't know what the hell going on with them damn self with their own problems. But anyway, Jason Lee got on Instagram and had to tell his side of the story because he's letting everybody know, like, hey, listen, y'all want to send me cease and desist and y'all want me to talk about the situation, but I'm going to talk about it, okay? So check out Jason Lee and correct my commentary.
I haven't done a video like this in a long time because I just don't have the energy, because you all know I'm on my mission for self-love. And I have the shirt on that was on Wendy yesterday, so you can save that tweet. I have been walking in my purpose lately and understand my responsibility with Hollywood Unlocked is much greater than the tea and always, spilling everybody's tea. My purpose is to be able to shed light on real conversations. We pivoted at my show sometime last year to bring you real issues, real conversations, and still have the wildness that we do. But I just got off the phone with Fox Soul, who airs our show. And tonight, we were airing RazB's show, where he outlines in a very important way the alleged sexual abuse that he's endured as a victim of sex violence from family members and people around him, and as an artist in B2K and as an individual in this world. I think oftentimes RazB has been a headline, and he admitted in the interview to drug abuse and to alcoholism, but it was a very humbling conversation where he was talking about being raped as a kid. And I just got off the phone with Fox Soul, and they're telling me that there are people who allegedly victimized him that have sent a cease and desist letter claiming that they were going to sue the network if they aired it. Let me just say this. I don't run from bullies. I'm not afraid of bullies. And I'm not going to be complicit in re-victimizing somebody who's alleging to be raped or somebody who is wanting to have their voice heard. This has happened to women time and time again. When you see the Me Too movement, when you see the Time's Up movement, men, powerful men, people with money, shutting down victims. And so I've said to the network, and I will say to the people who allegedly victimized Raz, you can sue, you can threaten, you can harass, you can do whatever you want to silence RazB, but you will not do that with Hollywood Unlocked. You will not do that with me. So tonight, the show will not be airing. We're going to air a different show, and I ask everybody to tune into Fox Soul to watch that show. But I give you my word, I give you my commitment. There will be lots of conversations with attorneys, and if I got to call the FB motherfucking I and the police and the District Attorney of Los Angeles myself, that show will air. And any person who is a victim of rape or molest or in any other form of attack on them as a child or as an adult who chooses to come to Hollywood Unlocked to have their story shared with the world, they will have that story aired. And if you want to sue me, I will subpoena you. I will subpoena everybody there, and I will depose you. And I will sit down and ask you questions. I will ask RazB to describe your genitalia. I will ask RazB to tell me what your dick looks like, the dick that you put in him. I will ask him and every other member of B2K and anybody else associated with that group or that time period to come forward and have a conversation about why you allegedly, and I say allegedly loosely, fucked a little boy. And so I'm really pissed right now and don't really have all the answers. And I'm not going to name any names here because I don't want to get sued, apparently. But what I will do is commit to the full resource of contacting all of my legal team and Fox Network to air that episode that should be airing tonight, but understandably won't be because of concerns over the threats of lawsuits. I will also be getting a copy of the cease and desist letter, and I will be airing that cease and desist letter. So to the audience who has grown with Hollywood Unlocked and appreciates my full transparency, best believe I'm doing my best and my due diligence. And to Raz, I am doing my part to make sure that your voices continue to be elevated. And I ask everybody to support Raz and support Fox Soul and Hollywood Unlocked as we wade through this craziness. I don't know what else to say. So it's not a no for now. It's coming soon. And I'm fucking pissed.
All right. So shout out to Jason Lee for not backing down because we don't give a fuck about these niggas at all. Okay. This still don't get the fuck out. Okay. Y'all thought 2020 was the year of exposure. 2021 is part 2 of the exposure. Okay. And we need everybody to hear what's going on. Like I said, a lot of y'all faves don't want to speak about what's going on with themselves and how to get into the industry. But guess what? You got RazB, who's being, I guess, the mantra, the one that's going to speak on it and get everybody to listen to his ass. Because I'm listening. And at no point did I think that he was lying. Chris Stokes, you're nasty, bro. You're nasty. And the fact that Omarion, Little Fizz, and I don't know what the other member is because I don't really give a damn. But the fact y'all really out here speaking, it seemed like, oh, that he's lying and that never happened to me and I'm not gay. Just because you get, sexually assaulted, because I'm not going to say the other word. I know I'm not monetized yet, but I'm not going to say it. Does not mean you're not gay. You're not gay for being, sexually assaulted by another man for what you had to do for the industry. But at the same time, the fact that you're denying it as if it's going to make your street cred decrease or make you look less of a man, y'all need to start letting y'all masculinity beat y'all up to the point y'all feel like y'all can't speak about what's going on in situations. It's disgusting. So Chris Stokes, I guess, finally spoke out for what he called speaking out. He put a story post on Instagram. Check this out real quick and I'll come back. And now let's, last but not least, get into what Chris Stokes said on Instagram. So they're telling him that he needs to sit down and, fall back and not make this a big old publicity thing and, do behind closed doors. How many times do you do stuff behind closed doors so you get tired of people not acknowledging what's going on with you? There's been plenty of interviews and phone calls that not Chris Stokes, but that RazB has put out to try to expose what's going on. And people are just, again, playing it like it's not a big deal. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Do you see how many young boys are being M-word, I'm gonna say it like that, M-word by other men and women, but because it's a woman, y'all be like, oh, well, he's a young boy, but he don't like that shit. Do you guys not remember when Boosie and Lil Wayne talking about having sex with women at a young age, and that supposed to have liberated them because that's what they boys did? Like, are y'all stupid? Take this shit seriously, okay? But let's plug in what RazB said, because he said y'all not going to shut the fuck up, so I'm going to come right back.
Check this shit out. So I've been getting a bunch of calls from my loved ones, people that support me. And they're like, take this down, deal with this privately. But I say, yo, they've ruined me publicly. They've tried to smear my testimony, make me out to look crazy, got people looking at me sideways, got people thinking that I'm gay, and I'm not because I was molested by a pedophile. So this is how we do this. Since y'all want to try to shut me down publicly with sending out cease and desist letters, let's get in the room with the lawyers and let's take a polygraph test. I'm going to take the test, and when I take the test, you can do whatever it is that you need to do. When you take it and when you fail, you take this fade and you take that bit. Because I'm tired of being bullied, and I'm not going to be bullied no more. Oh, yeah. And I'm doing this polygraph test for all of my fans that support me, all my family and my friends that support me, so I can move on with my career, move on with my life. Free me.
So here's how I feel about the situation, because it's going to get deeper than this. You think that just a couple of Instagram videos and a little interview that got shut down is going to stop anything? It's going to keep going, okay? And all I want RazB and Jason Lee to do is keep on they ass. Keep doing what the fuck y'all doing, okay? Because I'm behind you. I've never been, sexually assaulted or anything like that, but I'm behind a man who's telling everybody, listen, this is what I went through, and please acknowledge my story, and please hear me out, and please do something about it. Like Chris Stokes said, bitch, I want to catch a fade, bitch. You gonna catch that motherfucking fade, Chris Stokes. Period. Because, it's a cold world out here. It's a cold world, and believe it or not, it just seems like shit gets put in the back burner because of who it is. Y'all feel like y'all these celebrities who put their stories out and, they get acknowledged for a little bit. They might get an extra story behind it. You might get people that speak out about it. Then it gets pushed under the rug. How long has RazB talked about this situation and it's still getting put under wraps? No, this is the year to speak about it. So that's what we're going to do, okay? And shout out to all the blogs who picked the story up and talked about it, because we can get as much exposure as we can to get RazB his fucking justice, okay? And so, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Road to 1K. What's up?
This bitch gonna make me